Hey, welcome back. I was contemplating something. I was doing some thinking today. I know that's kind of scary, but it may get us all in trouble. But nonetheless, hear me out here. What are the 5 top reasons that I would not buy one of these project cars? This one here behind me was so rusted when you open the door, it basically buckled in half. You couldn't even shut the doors. For most of you, that's an absolute don't. But for me, that's a win. Go ahead and buy. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, what are the 5 top don'ts for me when buying a car? That's what I'm going to share with you here today. Okay. Now, as these are top 5 reasons, they're not in any particular order, but I'm going to start with the first one here. Let's say like this car here behind me, the GTO project. Yes, it's a partially in progress project. I have a quarter panel hung on it. I've done some other metal work to it. This one isn't too extensive, but I would shy away from a car that has new quarter panels, trunk floor, rocker panels, all kind of at least welded in there. Now, they've said they've done a good job, but I'm starting to see some discrepancies. Body panel is horribly misaligned. The trunk doesn't even shut. Nothing's lining up. So to me, I would look at that car as a total redo. I'm going to be taking all that new sheet metal and either trashing it or trying to remove it. It's going to take me 5 times as long, twice as much money. I'm going to pass on a car that's basically half done or 3/4 done, especially when it comes to a bunch of metal work. Now, if it's all ready for paint, nope, I'm not going to do that either. If it's got primer on it, I would rather start with a car that's in horrible shape, like even the Trans Mountain router here. It was in horrible shape, but I knew exactly what I was buying. So, and number one, or I guess the first one is, I will not buy, or a don't for me, is a car that's already half done or in progress. Okay, now number 2 on the list should go without saying, never pay for a car until you've seen it. I mean, it should sound self-explanatory, but I have heard of people doing this. The 2 big reasons that pop in my head: number 1, make sure the car is real and it actually exists. I have heard horror stories, someone taking a truck and trailer, traveling several hours to go pick up a car to only find out it was a fictitious address, and the car doesn't even exist then. So unfortunately, in that case, you've lost the car and the money is gone. And number 2 for me is like, is it really the car as advertised? This is the 1969 GTO Judge, right? Well, it actually is, but it doesn't look like one. But if they got posted a picture of a shiny orange car and they show up, it looks like something like this, you're going to be a little disappointed. So just to make sure, truth in advertising, I guess you would say. I would not give away my cold, hard-earned cash to put in somebody's pocket that's being dishonest. That's just not cool. So that'd be the number 2 don't for me. All right, now the number 3 don't for me is going to be, when you go look at a car, inspect it before you buy it. Climb underneath it. If it's pouring down rain, probably not a good day to do it. If it's 10 degrees below zero and you don't want to climb on the ground, not a good day to buy that car. I would definitely spend some time, grab a flashlight, get those little magnets, like, oh, right here, these little refrigerator magnets. I use these all the time when looking at a car. They're almost perfect. They will stick to when there's metal underneath that. But if you've got excessive amounts of body filler, window screen, or mystery material, this will not stick to the car. So take one of these with you if you're kind of curious what's hiding under the paint. But that's part of, inspect it first before you buy it. Do not give away that money until you verify it is the condition as stated, or better, or worse. But I'm going to say is, don't buy it sight unseen and take just their word for it. Because here's the thing. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they do truly, honestly believe that they have a good car and they're misrepresenting, I'm going to say dishonestly, but they just don't know any better. So it's on to you to make sure you look at it before you buy it. Now, the number 4 don't doesn't apply to every car, but it's something really to keep in mind. Now, let's say what it is don't pay Trans Am or GTO pricing without proof or documentation. That's what you're truly, genuinely buying. Now, when it comes to Pontiac, we have the advantage of Pontiac Historical Services. Send them the VIN. They will hook you up with a build sheet, tells you the car was configured, and you can verify if it's really a Judge or really Trans Am. Now, you've got some Mustangs, you've got some Camaros that are rare. I think Ford has some way of looking up some of that stuff, but the Camaro stuff's a little trickier. So before I drop the coin for a Z28, 302 car or SS car, definitely get that paperwork to prove it. Because even then, a rusted out basket case, some of those rare Camaros still bring big money, but if someone just slaps some tags around, moves some things around, well, buyer beware. That's why don't for me. I will not, or don't pay a lot of money unless you can prove the car is truly what it is. Now, the last don't for me is, if I'm going to look at a car, be it shiny or not, but if it runs and drives, of course, obviously, we're going to probably go for a test drive because we're paying for that car that runs and drives. There's a premium involved, but for me, a don't, if it's when I get there and I open the hood and the engine's already warmed up, it's a don't for me. There's a lot of reasons why, but a cold start on an engine is going to tell you a whole lot more about that engine. Even a transmission sometimes makes noise too. But an engine, when you first cold start, when there's no heat in it, how much blue stuff comes out the tailpipe? How easy does it start? Does it make any noises? And sometimes having a car already warmed up might be a nice gesture from the seller, but I almost fear they're probably hiding something. I've been burned by this before. That's why I'm sharing one more of those don'ts for you. Well, hopefully you found these don'ts helpful next time you're going to look for your project. Or maybe you haven't bought one. You've been watching me play with these cars and building these things, and you're getting motivated to go grab one. Well, that's why I wanted to share this with you before you jumped into the deep end and maybe made the first mistake of buying someone else's problem. That's what I don't want to happen to you. I'm trying to keep this stuff fun. I love these old cars. I love sharing the stories. And if you do embark on trying to build one, I don't want you to start off on the wrong foot. That's the point of this video. Now, with that being said, there is one reason that all 5 of these don'ts don't matter. That may be, what the heck is that, John? Those all sound pretty important. Well, that's when the price reflects the value of the car, and you know it. So let's say you walked up on a 242 VIN on a GTO, and it's relatively complete, and has most of the parts, and the price is like $1,000. Well, those don'ts don't matter in that case. That's actually a pretty daggum good price. But if you walk up on that same car, and there's no VIN tag, and it's missing things, and the price is $10,000 to $15,000, well, you better follow those don'ts before you get duped into buying somebody's junk. So in that case, for me, the 5 don'ts, if I got a really, really great price on it, you can roll the dice, you're not upside down, you'll be fine. But if you can find a car with a title and the majority of it's there and in okay shape, $1,000 is a pretty good buy anymore. But anything more than $5,000, you better start that don't list and start checking it out. So I hope you found this stuff helpful. Appreciate you following me on the journey of these old cars. I know this is a quick thrown together video because something was just kind of in my head that I wanted to share with you. So don't you worry. We're getting back out here playing in the cars and here in the garage, but it's raining today and it's cold, so I can't open the door. And I just feel like I want to share this with you just the same. So appreciate you following the journey of these old cars. I will definitely grab the camera and we'll catch you all next time.
They say there comes a time in everybody's life they have to prove their will is strong. Just like this man from Indiana doing show car restorations in his home. With just a 2-car garage, building cars and having fun. And these old boys jumped up and said, "Now John, you know that can't be done." That's when this legendary man started a mission just to prove those people wrong. Now in the Vinyl Village garage, they're building cars that look so fine. A man named John building Firebird 67s, 8s, and 9s. Yeah, he's restored a Pontiac